What's going on, guys? Caveman here, coming at you with the deck profile for September 2012. As you can see, it's Infernities. Infernities all require you to have no hand to get their effects off, so just keep that in mind while I'm explaining choices. I'll just jump into it. I'll explain some cards as I go, and hopefully this video won't take too long. To start the deck off, you have 3 Infernity archfiends. This card gets things going. It searches everything you need. Searches launch, searches barrier, and really puts you in a good position to win the game. It's just how he searches is when he special summons and you have no hand, you get to search for an Infernity card. So there's tons of ways to special summon him. One of them is his own effect. If you draw him during the draw phase, if you have no hand, you can special him. So basically you have to top deck him and then you can special him to search out a launcher or barrier. Next we have Infernity Necromancer. When you normal him, he switches to D. He's 2000 defense, which is pretty good. His effect is once per turn, if you have no cards in your hand, you can special summon an Infernity monster from your graveyard except Necromancer. So the play is to special summon Archfiend and then search with Archfiend. So you need 3 of him. He's decent turn 1 set if you have to also. So 2000 defense, he'll stick around and hopefully you can use his effect multiple turns. So you play 3 copies of him. You play 3 copies of Infernity Beetle. He's a tuner. Level 2. If you have no cards in your hand, you can tribute him to special summon 2 more from your deck. Lets you go into levels 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on what you have out. He's your main tuner. He's really good. So you play 3 of him. You play 2 Infernity Mirage, and its effect is it can't be special summoned from the graveyard. But if you have no cards in your hand, you can tribute him to special summon 2 Infernity monsters from your graveyard. So you can tribute him to special summon out Necromancer and Beetle, and then you can use Necromancer to special summon out Archfiend, and you start your plays. So yeah, so you play 2 of him. Your last Infernity is Infernity Archfiend. It's another tuner. It's level 1, but its level can change because when you have no hand and a monster you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, if he's in your grave, you can special him out, and his level becomes the level of the destroyed monster. So if Necromancer is destroyed by battle, he becomes level 3. You play Stygian Street Patrol. Basically he's in there to combo with Infernity Mirage. If you destroy a monster by battle with him, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the level times 100. So that really doesn't mean anything, but when he's in your graveyard, you can remove him from play to special summon a fiend type monster from your hand with 2000 or less attack. So that would be Infernity Mirage. Or you can also do it with Infernity Archfiend to get a search. And you play 2 Dark Grepher to load the graveyard with your darks. And that's so important because you special summon everything from the grave. You play Infernity Launcher. It's basically a spell version of Infernity Mirage. It's a lot better. That's why they put this at 1 a few formats ago. But yeah, it just searches it just starts all your combos and all your plays. So there you go. Play 1 for 1. This is to special summon Mirage from your deck. It can't be special summoned from the graveyard, but it can be special summoned from the deck. So that's what this is in there for. Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, 3 Mystical Space Typhoons. You play 3 because of the importance of clearing back rows. Solemn Warning can really be a pain. Stuff like that. Things that interrupt plays like Compulsory, Book of Moon, that kind of stuff. So you need to get rid of them. So that's why you play Heavy and 3 space. You play Book of Moon. It's a very versatile card, It can be used in a lot of situations. I like to play it because it gives the deck a little more versatility in that I can interrupt my opponent's plays and punish them for trying to overextend. I play Foolish Burial, just another card that gets things in the graveyard. And might end up dropping this because of everything else that I have to put stuff in the grave, but right now I'm testing it and it seems to be testing alright. You play 3 Infernity Inferno. This card is you can discard up to 2 cards and then send that many Infernity cards from your deck to the graveyard. That just sets up everything, so you play 3 copies of that. You play 3 copies of Infernity Barrier. This card is basically a Dark Bribe and Divine Wrath in one. You have to have a face-up Infernity monster on your field, face-up attack position Infernity monster with no hand to be able to play it, but you can negate spells, traps, and monster effects. So that's pretty good. You play Dark Bribe to help ensure that your plays go through, and you're going to be setting a ton of back rows. I'm thinking about testing Starlight Road and over these, but I like this because it can stop stuff like Mystical Space Typhoons. It can stop stuff like Miracle Fusion, like big problem cards. This can stop, so that's why I like 2 copies of this. You play Solemn Judgment. Again, serves the same purpose as both Bribe and Infernity Barrier, and it's just probably the best trap in the game. These 2 proxies are for Solemn Warnings. They're actually in another deck of mine. I have a couple decks going right now, but yeah, these are Solemn Warnings, and those are used obviously as they should be to stop special summons of pretty much any kind. I play 2 Torrentials because the deck only plays 15 monsters. Sometimes it takes a couple turns to set up, so early game you need to have your removal, so that's why you play 2 of these. And then you play 2 Call-a-Huns. It's more special summoning from the graveyard. Being able to have no hand in end phase, call a haunted archfiend and get a search or something like that is a very good move. It's just another way to get your plays going. So the deck is 40 cards. I'll show you a couple key cards of the extra deck. The first one is Void Ogre Dragon. He's a level 8 synchro. While you have no hand, during either player's turn, when a spell or trap is activated, you can negate it and destroy it. So he's pretty good. 100 Eyes Dragon is another one. He's a level 8, and he can remove from play a monster in your grave. I can't remember if it's a Dark Fiend or what. A level 6 or lower Dark Effect monster. So that's usually going to be your Necromancer. You're going to make him Necromancer and get more specials, and that's pretty much what you're going to do. You play Scrap Dragon because he's the best level 8. You play Stardust because it's Stardust and isn't out to a lot, especially with Mirror Force going back to 2. You play Dark End because everything's dark. You play... Yeah, I do have 2 of those. You play Infernity Doom Dragon. The important thing to remember about this guy is it is Infernity, so after you go into your 8s, if you have barriers, you can set it. He's really good because he's a 3000 beater, and he also has an effect where you can destroy a monster and do burn damage equal to half the monster's attack that you destroyed. He can't attack that turn, but he can kill face downs, which is pretty good. Black Rose Dragon. I did the 8s first and the 7, but I also play a 9 because Archfiend plus Necromancer plus Beetle equals a 9, and Miststorm can clear the field, and then you can just hope to push for game. That's a pretty strong move. I play a few 6s. I play Gaia, Iron Chain Dragon, and Gravity Warrior. These guys are all in there to be able to let you go into your level 8s. Very occasionally do you keep one of these on the board, but usually it's there to be able to go with your Beetle and Archfiend to go into a 6, and then your extra Beetle and your 6 to go into an 8. So there's that. You play a couple 5s, you play Android and Catastor. Might bump into 2 Catastors, but right now I like the way this is playing at 1-1. Yeah, I mean, there's the second 100 eyes, and your 15th one would be Gotchi. Sometimes the deck is a little slow at getting going, so Gotchi helps you stall until you can. Just Tribute Beetle, get 2 more, overlaying a Gotchi, and at least it gives you some time to wait and see if you can make something out of the game. Yeah, that's the deck. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.